there. My name is Paul Pansella. I'm currently chair of the physics department at Western Michigan University, but I'm also the main facilitator for a group called the Kalamazoo Electric Vehicle Association. And I've been asked to describe that group to you, a little bit of its history and what it's there for. And I'm going to try to do that as it relates to Earth Day 2021 and our shared environment. So the Kalamazoo Electric Vehicle Association, as you might expect, is a group that wants to promote electric vehicles and their adoption, their further adoption in the general public. It's a fairly informal group. It's a bunch of people that like electric vehicles, think they're cool, and we realize that it's not always easy to get information about them, but that once people get information about them, a lot of them also like them and maybe want to try them. So we're in the business of trying to help that along and try to promote electric vehicles, mainly through education and showing people what all the benefits are. So I'm not the founder of the group. I'm going to take you back. Hasn't been around that long. I'm going to show you some pictures, take you back to when this group started to form. And let's see, let me go past this one. I guess I should have prepared a little bit. Okay, here's what I want to do. Let's try that. And there we go. Okay, so back in the around 2010, there weren't a lot of electric vehicles on the road. And back then, it was hard to find them. If you wanted to, I was interested in electric vehicles because I was always interested in efficient transportation. And I knew that internal combustion wasn't that efficient, plus all the pollution. And I was interested in seeing if electric vehicles would be better. But back then you couldn't really buy them. And so I converted my old Honda Civic to full battery electric. And that's how I started getting in contact with other people who were interested in electric vehicles. But then by about 2013, this guy here, whose name is Ben Brown, a very charismatic guy, he's from this area, and he came back to Kalamazoo, and he was also interested in electric vehicles. So he got in touch with me, and he knew a few other people. We knew a few other people by this time, and he decided to form a group that would start to meet and share information and talk about how great electric vehicles were. And at that time, a few electric vehicles started to become available. This is his Mitsubishi i-MiEV, and there were Leafs available. Here's a Nissan Leaf, and this is one of my friends, David Schuster, and this is a guy named Bruce Brown, who was associated with the local Southwest Michigan Sierra Club group, which was also very interested in environmental stuff, and it's of course associated with Earth Day. And Western Michigan University was pretty forward looking at that point, and they had installed electric vehicle chargers on campus in anticipation of more electric vehicles. So things were coming together, and there's also national efforts. And we, in the summer of 2015, before we were called Kiva, we decided that we would help put on an event in the fall that was connected with National Drive Electric Week, which is a national thing that is sponsored by a group called Plug in America in cooperation with the Sierra Club. And so this is us getting ready to put on an event that we held at People's Food Co-op. And these were electric vehicles at the time that we had around. And there were a couple more that we knew about, but not that many. So then we had the event, and we actually had pretty much success. We had two car dealers that helped us out. Cole Nissan, the local Nissan dealer, because the national Nissan Corporation was promoting its Leaf, and Chevrolet was promoting its hybrid electric vehicle, a plug-in hybrid called the Volt. And we actually had a pretty good turnout at the in a midweek event at the People's Food Co-op downtown. And our own Harold Glasser of Western Michigan University, we presented him with an award in recognition of him getting the charging stations put in at Western Michigan University. And that kind of got us going, and we started to slowly attract more people. It took us another year approximately to come up with the name, but we started meeting regularly at a restaurant called the Crew. We had a few more. Bruce finally got his Leaf. I got a Leaf, so I got rid of the conversion that I did, and things started rolling. And so what we do now is, at least pre-COVID, we put on events. We try to put on interesting events that will attract the general public and let them and try to answer their questions about electric vehicles and why they're great. And here we are at the Gilmore Car Museum for one of their summer cruise-ins. Here's the executive director of Plug-in America. He came to visit because he's actually from this area. That's Joel Levin. And so it's partially a social group. We stayed pretty informal. It's open to anybody. You don't have to have an electric vehicle yourself. If you're interested in joining the group, we stopped meeting in person after COVID started coming in. So we're a little bit on hiatus. We have done a few online meetings, but every fall, we've done a National Drive Electric Week event. And starting in 2017, we have been a presence at the Kalamazoo Earth Day Festival downtown in 2017, 18, and 19. We've had cars there. And that's been a very nice venue for us to reach the public. We managed to have an event last September at the Midtown Fresh Market. We've gotten some media coverage, given test drives, but not since COVID, of course. Handed out a lot of information. But we're hoping that soon we'll be able to return to a schedule like this, that the virus, the pandemic will ease as more people get vaccinated, and that we will again be able to have events like this, which are a lot of fun. There are more cars to show now, more variety of cars, and people seem to enjoy it. And so hopefully not too much longer, we'll be able to return to some in-person events like we like to do. We're also now affiliated with the Electric Auto Association, which is a national group. We're a chapter. There are now two chapters in Michigan, but we still don't have any formal dues. If anybody is interested in joining the group, all they have to do is send me an email. And my email, I don't know how should I, hey, Steve, how should I tell them how to get in contact with me?
I would say just tell them your email address that you'd like them to send stuff to.
Okay, my email address is my name, paul.pancella, PANCELLA, WMICH.edu. And if you want to be on our list for getting notices, I will put you on our list. And when we start to have meetings or even online meetings, you will get notified, and you can decide if you want to come.
Paul, can you tell us a little bit more about how the decision was made to be part of Earth Day and what electric vehicles have to offer for our community to improve the environment?
Sure. It's probably not accurate to call Kiva itself an environmental group. The prime and probably only purpose that unites the members of Kiva is promotion of electric vehicles. But electric vehicles do have potentially a big impact, a positive impact on our environment in slowing down climate change. And that's because they use less fossil fuels to do the same job as regular internal combustion cars do. It's not zero, because fossil fuels are still used to generate electricity, but for a combination of reasons, it's significantly less. And so there are multiple benefits to the environment from that. One is the local air pollution is not there because there's no tailpipe. And so that's great for cities and driving around. The noise is less, the stinky exhaust is not there. But for the climate of the whole world, there's a positive impact because of the significant reduction in greenhouse gas production. So it was natural to be associated with the Earth Day efforts here in this community. And we were happy to be invited initially because it's a great benefit for our group because it provides the Earth Day festivals, which drew a lot of attention from the general public, were a good way for us to reach our goals of reaching the general public. Often it's the easiest thing for us to do is to have an event where all people that are already EV enthusiasts get together, all of us early adopters, and we talk among ourselves. But our real goal is to proselytize, is to spread the information to people who have questions, who aren't yet convinced. And so that's always a little bit harder to do. It's harder to get publicity out and attract people to events. And the Earth Day festivals were great for that.
Great. And do you feel like you are building community? Is interest increasing in the local area? Are people coming to electric vehicles?
Yeah, I definitely have seen that. We've definitely seen that. We've definitely helped people, numerous people, become EV owners, and we've helped them deal with the learning curve so that they become advocates themselves. And so the group has grown. We have good contacts with other communities. I didn't talk about this very much, but in the early days, there was more activity on the east side of our state. And the first chapter of the EAA was formed there. And there's a good nucleus of people over there, but we have a good relationship with them. And so we trade information and we travel sometimes back and forth with them. And now in more recent years, a good group has developed in the Grand Rapids area and out toward the West Coast, the Lake Michigan region. And so it's spread regionally, it's spread in numbers, and it's a good network now. And we've definitely seen an increase in the number of EV drivers and electric vehicles all through our area. And we take credit for some of that because the dealers aren't doing that much still.
Yeah, that's interesting. Likely to change in the near future, in part because of the activities of Kiva.
Perhaps.
Well, thank you so much for taking some time out to tell us about this. And thanks for your support of Earth Day.
Thank you, and have a great Earth Day.